Hi, my name is Stephanie Ermatinger, born January 24th, 1978. I suffered with addictions and homelessness for most of my life. I was born on Walpole Island First Nation to a lovely family. To a lovely family from Walpole Island First Nations. My grandfather was a German-English family that moved there and irrigated the land. My mother was a Ojibwe woman from Walpole Island, and she was also a residential school survivor. Most of my story has to do with the way I was brought up because of the residential school and her teachings. I went to church every Sunday. I had a great family. My father worked 9 to 5 in Michigan, the United States. At the age of 14, actually at the age of 7, I was molested or touched by somebody that I thought was a figurehead in my family. I loved, I could trust. In grade 7, they had a sex ed course, and I closed up. I started to notice myself getting more and more distant from the class, not being able to talk to anybody. So at 14, I was introduced to alcohol at a friend's house. So when I took this alcohol, it gave me a sensation and a warm feeling that I was able to be myself and talk and come out of this bubble that I was in my whole life. So it was an escape route. By the time I was 15, I was a full-blown alcoholic, where I was sending somebody for bottles of vodka over the ferry landing on Walpole Island. By the evening of every Thursday, I'd be drunk till Sunday, and I'd make it to school Monday, grades failing all through high school. I was eating uncontrollably, nobody to talk to yet. By the time I was 21, I tried my first needle, injecting crystal meth, OxyContin, and also morphine. I instantly became addicted to it. There was nothing else that could compare to it. Then I could shut down and just be in my own little world and not tell anybody about what happened to me. It wasn't until my first recovery home, which was in New Credit, Ontario, I started to get the trauma out, like unlayering that onion, peeling the onion away, talking about what happened to me. I was crying. I went through a lot of trauma therapy. My second recovery home was a more Catholic organization where I learned the 12 steps, like how I was part of the situation. I quit blaming people by then. I started to look at my part in the situations that had happened to me. My fourth and fifth recovery home, I have gotten my spirit name, which is Misko Nimki Benashikwa, means Red Thunderbird Woman. I got it from a guy from Thunder Bay, Ontario. He said that when he saw me, without me knowing his name, I called him Mukwa, which means bear, because he reminded me of a bear, the way he carried himself. So my spirit identified his spirit, and he came to me later and said that my name is Mukwa. And I said, really? And he said, yeah. So he said I would sit there and I'd pick my nails like a bird or an eagle or some type of bird that's going in for like a feeding or a kill, right? So he said, as I was picking my nails, looking at the situation, he said, Red Thunderbird Woman. So those spirits were created when the Creator was, when the Creator was there, he created the Thunder Beings, which is the Red Thunderbird Woman. That spirit was to protect and to teach and to help other people. So as my recovery started going through, I started to see myself more like helping people, and my story, like I'd be out on a street and I'd talk to someone. I spent most of my life here. A lot of my needle use I spent under these bridges. I'd sleep, I'd get up and I'd go eat and shower. I started to close off. People started shutting their doors and not trusting me, and my family said they were going to do the tough love. So tough love was, we're done with Steph. Dropping her off at a shelter, she's got to find her own way, which helped for a bit. When I got my spirit name, I felt like I was somebody, that I could help somebody. It gave me a spot in life. It made me feel like I was somebody. I could identify with a lot of the people in this area. And it's the negative connotation, the stigma that's behind the addictions and the alcoholic addicts is that each addict is individual and they're their own person. There's a person behind that addict. So by understanding an addict, you have to understand that they're a person. Get to know them, get to know what they like, get to know what they don't like. If you truly want to help someone out, get to know them and don't label them, because when you put that addict on there, you forget that they're a person first. So I was taught a teaching and it was about how I had to live in life. Instead of being like a rock in the lake and letting life just splash off of me and just sitting there using drugs and not having no input and just letting life hit off of me. There's a word in the Ojibwe language called Bamatsawin, and that means riding the current of life, getting on that current and going through it and riding the waves of life, and instead of fighting against them and just sitting there not having feelings. So I believe that I've been 6 months clean now. I work my program. I go to the I do a lot of 12-step work. I've been clean for 6 months. I feel really great. I've gotten an apartment. I'm back in my daughter's life and they're accepting me. But today I know that they don't have to forgive me. And I understand that today, that relationships is a process. It's not just like the Facebook thing where they post something in and bang, boom, they get all their feelings right there, instant gratification. With problems don't get less because you're sober, that's one thing. They're there, but today I could handle them. The situation that used to baffle me, as it says in the big book of Alcoholics Anonymous, is that I could handle those situations today. I don't have to run from them. I don't have to hide behind a bottle. And it's not just about taking the substance away, substance free. It's about the whole attitude, the whole acceptance, the forgiveness. I had to forgive those people that I felt like wronged me, like the passing out at the parties, the fights, the abuse that had went on during those situations and those times in my life. I had to forgive them people in order to let them go. Do I remember the situations? Of course I do. Do they bug me? Not as much as they did before, because I know today that this is my path, and the fall downs, the good times, those are what I want to share with people and help them on their path. So that's why I'm here today, letting you know my story, that there hasn't anything that, there's a lot out there I haven't seen, but I've been through trauma, sexual abuse, rapes, sex trade. I've been through all of that during my addictions and as a young child. So I'm at a point in my life where I just want to help people. I want to be there. I make sandwiches. I get fresh fruit and I take it to the shelters, because I don't want to forget where I came from. I got to remember where I came from. I got to know my bottom, and not everybody's bottom is the same. So there's people that are further gone than others. So at 40 years old, I feel like I'm beginning my life, and it's a little bit late, but I don't like to look at it like that, because I got a roof over my head and I'm so blessed. I thank the Creator every day. I read my books. That's what keeps me sober. I have my books I set aside in the mornings. I got a schedule. I do my smudges. So I'm a joy to be around sometimes, some people would say. And also I get pretty touchy like everybody else, but I'm there and I don't have to run anymore. And out there, I just want to be there for the young ladies that have went through overeating or the bulimia. I've been there, I've done that. I know what it feels like. I was reaching for a feeling, any kind of feeling. I never thought I'd quit in needles at all. Like, I never thought that. I'm full of like the markings, tracks and stuff. And today I just look at it as scars of like one's beauty, you know, like there's a story behind every scar on my body. So I just hope that one day I could help some young lady or young man that needs help, and they could just reach out. I want to be that person that they could reach out and talk to and just say, hey, you know, like I need a little bit of time. Could I talk to you? And if they wanted just an ear to listen, I'm there.